go. It's the jungle feel. That's what we want. There you go. Got a few macaws in the audience, evidently. Good to have you. I'm going to keep the show rolling right along by bringing up a real fine comedian who I got to work with this past summer. Of all places, we got to work in Buffalo, New York. Oh, some people who are obviously thrilled to be out of Buffalo, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Just happy, happy, happy. And we got to see Niagara Falls. Slowly I turned, step by step, inch by inch together. I knew I couldn't think of a better man to see Niagara Falls with than this young man. He's a great comic and a great friend, and a lot of you people are actually wondering right now what the hell I was just talking about, but he's not. He's straight as an arrow, ladies and gentlemen, and a great comedian. You gotta straighten that out on TV because he comes up here, he'd be real bummed out about that, but but maybe Kenny wouldn't. Please, a nice round of applause for Mr. Bill Braudis.
Thank you. I only need the 15-second applause. I don't need the full 30. Thank you. Nice to be here. The second guy doesn't need it. They said, no, don't give it to him. Thank you. It's nice to be here. I'm still a little sore. I went bike riding. I haven't been bike riding all winter. And I was riding behind this gorgeous girl. I wanted to pass her to kind of impress her, show off. Make it look like I just missed the Olympics or something, And I was building up speed, but just as I started to pass her and smile at her, one of my training wheels snapped off and I hit a tree. Laying there spitting bark out of my mouth, The girl came back. I thought she was going to help me up, and she took my wallet. Here we are. I went to church last week. When I go to church, but I don't go to the front pew. If you go to the front, you have to know what you're doing. Right? You could stand for 3/4 of an hour and not realize that everyone else is kneeling. Well, for Pete's sakes, why didn't you tell me? I would have done it. The priest is there. Well, follow the program, kid. It's right there. All right. Sorry, I haven't been here in a while. Okay. I'm Catholic. I don't mind. I've never been any other religion, so it doesn't really matter. But the only time that is really tough and embarrassing is what just passed Lent, Ash Wednesday. When you have to get the ashes on your forehead and walk around. Sometimes I do it in October just to screw people up. Walk around with a little dirt on your head. Gee, I forgot to get my ashes. Wait a minute, it's only October. I'm early. And every time I get in line waiting to go up to the priest, I look at everyone coming back from the priest to see what size they have. Because I want to go to the guy who's giving the little ones. You stand, everyone coming back, they have a little bit of an ash mark. I get up there, the priest takes his pipe and dumps it on my head. There you go. I'll be back later. It looks like I have a gunshot wound in my head, Wow, the powder burns are fresh, too. You've just been hit. Yeah. I didn't even know it. Looking forward to the summer now. I had a great summer last year. I thumbed from Boston to New York City. I ended up walking 203 miles, Backwards, one of these. I kept whacking my head on the poles, I figured if I turn around, I'll miss my ride. People say, look at the idiot, he's walking to New York. Hey, wait a minute. I had a little sign that said New York City. Only 2 people pulled over, looking for directions for New York. Figured I knew. I sent them to Minnesota. I can't get to New York. Why should they? Just keep going west. But I like being outdoors. Are you a sports crowd? Are you? Yeah. You look like bowlers. I was just wondering if it's me. I love sports. And now the big thing. Well, with winter, I don't really ski. I don't ski, and I didn't ski, although I did go cross-country skiing, which isn't even skiing. It's just plain stupid. Did you ever go cross-country skiing? I got as far as Ohio and collapsed, My legs were killing me. I couldn't go anymore, I had a thumb to California. I ended up walking 2,000 miles, backwards, with skis on, holding a little sign that said California, Only 2 people pulled over, looking for directions for New York City, That's the same guy. Get him. Luckily, I'm fast on skis backwards. That's the only way I can move. But I love sports, and now the big thing with sports is the drugs. People think a lot of athletes are doing drugs. I just think a lot of addicts are playing sports, you know? That's just the way it goes. I love baseball. That's my favorite sport. I'm real excited. I played Little League every summer. They kicked me out last year. Because, obviously, because I'm not that good. Because I used to pitch. And everybody hates it, because I couldn't pitch well. And I never got to play. One time, the coach finally let me pitch in the last inning of a game we were winning 15-0. I was a little nervous and kind of wild. I hit the first 4 batters. 3 of them were still sitting on the bench. They didn't know what was going on. What's the matter with this guy? I'm going home. Then I settled down. I gave up 12 home runs in a row. We lost 16-15. I felt really bad because my parents were there. I started crying because all my teammates were throwing rocks at me. I went over to my parents and they had bags over their heads. We're driving home. My father's hitting parked cars going up on the sidewalk. I said, for Pete's sake, Dad, take that bag off your head. He did. The guy wasn't even my father. Who are you? Get out of the car. All right. And I have bad eyes. That's why I did lousy in sports. In fact, these are new glasses. I lost my contact lenses. I can't find them anywhere. All I know is that they're in my head somewhere, I have to close my eyes and look for them. They're not behind the brain. All right. I'll get them later. You look at my spine. I don't know. I never realized I had bad eyes until my freshman year in high school. I was sitting in the cafeteria talking to who I thought was a female midget albino. It turned out to be the napkin holder. I was wondering why everyone kept pulling things out of her head. I was like, leave her alone, you're gonna kill her. She hit the floor, I didn't know what to do. Should I call you or what? Forget it, I'll see you in physics class. I thought she sat beside me. I don't know. I used to get hit by the pitch all the time, One time I was up at bat and I was in a slump. I was over 3 years. And it was a slump, I actually got hit in the back of the neck by the catcher throwing the ball back to the pitcher, It was an accident, I think it was. I did hear the catcher say, hey, watch this. Get up, take your base. Yeah, let me go to third, will you? Doesn't seem right. Growing up was fun. I was born premature. I was born 14 days early, which was really a disadvantage because no one was ready for me. Even the hospital, they didn't have a crib available. I had to wait in the lobby for 2 weeks, Little fetus sitting on the couch reading Time magazine, They had me on my cord, Hey, don't go out in the parking lot. Nope, I'm just getting the paper. All right. Little fetus comes running in with the globe. Watch out, it's wet. Spinning around. Stop him, My parents used to hit me. I'm sure your parents used to hit me. It's that kid again. Get out of here. All right. Worst thing about growing up, though, for me, was grammar school. I hated grammar school. I had to go to a Catholic school. They had the nuns, and everyone talks about the nuns. They used to beat everybody. They weren't that bad, except for this one time when they killed a kid, He's dead. Here's more homework. I'll bring more tomorrow, One time I was sitting in class, and the nun used to pick on me. So when she turned around to write something on the back blackboard, I rolled up a little piece of paper, and I flipped it at her like that, Everybody starts laughing. I felt real cool. She turns around real quick, walks right down to my desk. She knew I did it because I was the only one crying, saying I didn't do it. She suspended me, from the ceiling for 3 days. Really, okay, I won't do it anymore. That's okay. Come on. The only one who came in the janitor and spin me around. He's not a light bulb. All right. That's all they know. Remember in grammar school, one thing that used to bother me in grammar school was when you used to sit there and they used to refer to all your classmates around you as your neighbors. Remember that? The first time I heard that, I didn't know what they were talking about. I was sitting there and I forgot something. I said, sister, I forgot my pen. Well, borrow one from one of your neighbors. I put on my jacket and left. I'm back in about an hour, 'cause I hope they're home. I think they're working, actually. I come back with a lawnmower. Oh, that's all they had, It's not my fault. But I just want to say one thing, though. A lot of people drinking. I know you're drinking here. Drinking is fun. I started drinking when I was 17 years old. Used to come home drunk, 3 o'clock in the morning. My mother's waiting up for me. Sitting in the room drinking coffee, cleaning her gun, You got to be careful of drinking and driving. I got pulled over once for drunk driving. I was kind of drunk. I was going 87 miles an hour. in reverse, through the Callahan Tunnel. I went through the toll booth and the guy threw 30 cents in my car. I was like, yeah. Good thing you throw a buck. I had no change. So I was like, hey, thank you very much. You people have been great. Enjoy the rest of the show. Good night. Just a 50-second applause.
Bill Braudis. Tell him how you liked him. Billy Braudis.